Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the circumstances of your life and how you can apply those circumstances to your creative works to create something quite interesting, because you might, if you're anything like me, when you're in a bit of a down sort of time, when you're a little bit down, depressed or whatever, you kind of look at other creators, you look at films that are done in America, you look at YouTubers that come out of some mad country you've never heard of, and you sort of sit there and think, God, their lives are so much more interesting than me. They've actually got something to get across. Meanwhile, I don't, just living in a suburb or whatever, you know? But at the end of the day, your circumstances are unique to you, and whatever your life is interesting. I'm not necessarily saying you need to vlog your life or get your life out exactly as it is, but with what your life is, there is some nugget of creativity or story within there that you can apply to something, whether that be a film or an album or a book or a piece of art. And if you really want to create, you have something to say, you just think that it's not interesting enough to say, but it is. It's way more interesting than you think it is, and it's way more satisfying to see the results of your own creative work from the circumstances you have, rather than trying to create new circumstances. Like this shot, for instance, I think looks pretty fucking good, right? And this is just like, I'm going to see a friend right now after this video. I'm going to go see a friend. He lives down there. I don't know if you can see that building. That building there, not that big building, but that building there, he lives around there, right? So I'm gonna go see him after that. That's why, like, these few videos I've done today, I've slowly been progressing my way over there. But the fog that's kind of out at the moment, the winter dew, you know, all of this sort of stuff, I think it gives you a nice little look into whatever my life is at the moment, my little world, my community, my thing, and that's neat, right? Because you have your own little world, your own little thing, and your own little community that you can get out there into the world if you so choose, if you have something that you want to say. But just don't get yourself down in a way of like, oh, I don't have anything to say, I just live in some random suburb. Say you live in, like, I don't know, Oklahoma City. I've dropped the pin on Google Maps and Street View and gone around. It looks like shit, it looks so boring there. And I sort of sat there and I was wandering around this town on Street View, and I was thinking, how would I make anything interesting here? The lighting looks awful because it's a sunny, overcast day all the time. The whole place is completely flat. The buildings look boring as all hell. But you see creators over there, they're making something of it, and they make that work within them. And sometimes you might see one of these boring suburbs and just see a boring suburb, or you might see this boring suburb and see something that's part of a story, because they have managed to craft a world out of their own real world, and they've managed to elevate their world from just being, you know, their little suburb in America to the location, the location of this movie or this thing, you know? Like, take the house that's in the original American Football album. It's just some random fucking house. It's got no story to it. It's not a particularly interesting house. Actually, it might have a story to it, I don't remember. But it's not a particularly interesting looking house, right? But they managed to turn it into a cultural icon within the math rock emo kind of community. And that's interesting to me. The fact that you can turn boring things into interesting things via your brain, your creativity, and your flow. So why not just get out there and start, okay? Because what your world is way more interesting than you might have any possible expectation of, right? Say you live in Greenland, right? You're one of like 56,000 people that live in Greenland. That's a very small section of the world, and you have access to it in a way that other people might not. So why not make use of that? If you live in Turkey, why not make some films that really showcase not necessarily Turkish culture or nature if you don't want to, but just showcasing the world as it is, you know, that kind of thing. So why not have some fun with it and just see what you can do. See what you can do with the world that you actually have to hand. You have a good day, yeah? And just make something of your own circumstances, because your own circumstances are far more interesting than you have any possible expectation of, because it's alien to other people. I was talking to someone who's an American, right? And I was gonna say like, oh, dibs this, and then I didn't say it because I sort of thought, hang on, he might not know what dibs is. He probably does, but he might not know what that means. Maybe that's a British thing. He might have a similar thing where he was about to say something that's unique to his little area of America, you know? And we all have those parts that are our own cultural touchstones that we can get out there into the world that you might feel haven't been explored. Like, for instance, in my film, Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, I'm showcasing the West London music scene, which I feel like I haven't really seen much of in film or TV or anything to do with that. I feel like it's, you can go past, yeah. It's something that I haven't really seen explored, and I'd like to see it explored, so I'm exploring it. The same way that you might live in, I don't know, Shanghai, and you want to see some Shanghai sort of stuff going on. You know, maybe you go down the little side streets and there's that particular cafe that you like. Why not just, if you go to that cafe, sit outside, just set your phone down, maybe record a video, and see where it takes you, see what happens from there. Or, you know, you see some of these members of this community, this folk filmmaking or this folky sort of indie community of nobodies, right? And you see what they kind of do with their little worlds, right? So, I mean, Joel Haver is way, way different than, say, the Don't Tell Show, who is way, way different from Doom Productions, who is way, way different from, like, some random guy in Russia who made a film, who's way different from some random guy in Japan who made a film. We're all unique in regard to who we are and our worlds around us. And if we can combine those two to create some interesting works of art, then we should. Because why not? Why shouldn't you? Why? Because you have something to say. Why shouldn't you say it? Who says that you can't say it? Right? That's it really, that's the video. Just get out there, make stuff, please do. And send it to me. I'll try and watch as much of it as I can when I have the time. And yeah, make the most of your circumstances. Like right now, this camera isn't on a tripod. There was a woman that was just putting some stuff in a bin, right? This is actually sat on a bin, and it's a bin that has like this kind of curve. So when she was putting stuff in the bin, I reckon the camera was sort of up and down shaking. Like, you don't need crazy equipment, you don't need crazy resources or anything like that. You don't necessarily need a Canon C100 Super 35mm fucking cine camera like I've got. Even though it's not an expensive camera, you don't need it. You can get something that's way, way cheaper. You can get something that you can just use your phone, you can just do everything from your phone, you can do everything from the little tiny bits of equipment and resources you already have, because you already have something like this. You've got your own version of this. Is there not a place in your little local area that you like seeing, that you think looks good, that you want to showcase, or something like maybe a street that you walk down, and you walk down that street and you kind of go, oh, fucking hell, that would make a really cool shot. And then eventually you will get that shot and you think, bloody hell, it is just as good as I imagined. So yeah, get out there and do stuff, because you won't regret it. You really, really won't regret it. You won't regret showcasing your world, because your world is unique to you. Even though you might live in the same area as another creator, your world and their world are ever so slightly different, even though you live in the same place, because who you are is who you are, and who they are is who they are. You might go to the swimming pool, they might go to the skate park. You might go to the gym, they might go to the pub. And it's fine, no matter who you are and where you go and what you do and what your world is and who your community is and the people and the friends that you make along the way, because it's all you. Everything about this is just about embracing yourself and just getting out there and making stuff. Because if you want to make pieces of art or creative works, then who is there to stop you? So thank you very much for watching this video. Have a good rest of the day. If you're working on anything at the moment, please let me know. Let me know how you have used your area, your locations and your community to your advantage to create something interesting. And yeah, take care everybody. Have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye. So yeah, I'm gonna walk down that way. But I'm gonna have to come back. So I'm gonna just because, like, look how cool that looks. I'm gonna kind of walk backwards actually so I can see the camera. I hope the fog isn't sort of fogging up the lens. Bye. Bye. I feel like I'm gonna fall. What a way to end the video that would be. But now I've said it, I'm not going to.